The year is 1979. Every motion picture studio is keen to capture the lightning in a bottle success that Star Wars enjoyed just 2 short years earlier. Amid this drive, one of the most groundbreaking and original films ever created was produced. Tonight, we take a deeper look at the movie that has become a cultural phenomenon and caused millions of children to sleep with the lights on. This is the untold story of Alien, the 1979 blockbuster science fiction movie directed by Jim Henson. In 1974, University of California Film School students Dan O'Bannon and John Carpenter released the low-budget cult classic film Dark Star. Afterward, O'Bannon began work on a new screenplay titled A Memory, in which 7 astronauts are awakened from cryogenic sleep when their ship encounters an alien distress call. After the implosion of the big-screen adaptation of the Frank Herbert book Dune by eccentric Italian filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky, O'Bannon and colleague Ronald Shusett looked for a Hollywood studio to adapt the script that would later become Alien. 20th Century Fox picked up the picture, hoping to cash in on the science fiction genre resurgence. Many directors were considered for Alien. Fox eventually settled on sophomore director Ridley Scott, impressed with his debut movie, The Duelists. Fox and Scott did not see eye to eye on the film, however. Fox wanted to capitalize on the commercial success of Star Wars and insisted on including more fantastic elements that would allow tons of children's toys to hit the market for Christmas. Scott held firm to his belief that Alien should be a darker, more mature story. Unable to come to an agreement, Scott stepped down. Fox scrambled to find a director with a compatible vision and found it in director Jim Henson. Henson took the reins with trepidation. He had never before directed a dark horror movie, but Fox believed that Henson's experience with children's movies and the Muppets would prove invaluable. By the time Henson joined the project, time was short. Henson had developed concepts, costumes, and characters of a more cute and whimsical nature. However, on set he was stunned by the dark and ornate design work already done by Swiss surrealist H.R. Giger. Henson realized that Ridley Scott's vision of the movie was better suited to the screenplay. But he also knew 20th Century Fox's desires. He sat down with Giger, O'Bannon, and the production crew in a weekend meeting that would end up changing the course of cinema and modern movie-making for all time. Combining the more whimsical aspects of Henson's designs with the psychological horror of the screenplay would prove to be a challenge, but one Henson was uniquely qualified to meet. These are some of the more creative and less frightening designs Henson produced. However, Henson was eager to break out of being seen as a director only for children. Together, Giger and Henson created a bizarre biomechanical style that the world had never before seen, all while toning down the body horror and more gruesome aspects of the film. The original, more friendly monsters were scrapped in favor of a being of pure evil, which attacks the crew of the USS Nostromo, forcing them into a fight for their lives they never could have imagined. These never-before-released behind-the-scenes photographs show the evolution of the classic Jim Henson film. No detail was too small, as Henson oversaw every step of production in order to keep a consistent vision across the film. The props and sets were built on location, and often in full scale. This allowed the actors to feel immersed in the story. In addition, the use of full-sized practical effects rather than miniatures gave the movie a veracity not yet seen. The limited number of sets, only the alien moon, the ancient derelict spacecraft, and the USS Nostromo interior, allowed Henson and H.R. Giger to be highly detailed when creating the environments. Here you see a number of pictures from the set. You can see from the size of the crew that the sets were impressive and foreboding, adding to the sense of dread in the film. The level of automation and sophisticated workings of Henson's designs were nothing short of revolutionary for its time. The techniques developed are still used to this day. The manual manipulation of the aspects of the creature was also a challenge. However, Henson's crew were experienced and well known for using fluid motions that no marionette or simple puppet could display. This human touch also brought an acting quality to the creature. Unlike the stop motion of Ray Harryhausen, complex and subtle emotions could be displayed. The armatures were composed primarily of steel rods, foam rubber, and mechanical servos. A human being in an alien suit would move in recognizable patterns. But Henson's creations could and moved in strange yet fluid and unfamiliar ways. The more disturbing parts of the movie involve the alien egg and what happens to the crew once it is brought back aboard the ship. 20th Century Fox had wanted the movie to be released with a PG rating, but Henson stood his ground. He felt the violence of the latter parts of the movie could be toned down, but the surprises in store for the audience in the alien derelict were too important to change. This remains to be a controversial decision. Clearly, Henson was aware that Alien was not for children, despite the push for big-dollar marketing campaigns. Fox eventually relented, not willing to risk losing another director in the middle of shooting. Fox executive Bob Tanglewood pitched the idea of having a child on board the ship for the audience to relate to. Despite protests from the writers and Henson, several now-deleted scenes were shot before being scrapped. Alien proved to be an important career step for many people involved. Not only did it change the course of Jim Henson's life, it also brought exposure to a new actress, Sigourney Weaver. Alien was Weaver's first lead role, and would lead to a breakout career for the young actress. The shooting schedule was intense and grueling. The cast and crew often had nightmares during filming. Everyone knew this was going to be something big after a monumental and superhuman effort by Henson and everyone involved in the shooting. Alien completed filming in late 1978. By spring 1979, the word had gotten out that Alien would be a true phenomenon. What sets Alien apart from other science fiction movies of its time is the focus on very human characters. Unlike previous movies in the genre like 2001: A Space Odyssey or even Star Wars, the crew of the Nostromo are not scientists, soldiers, or light sword-wielding mystic knights. They are space truckers, as characterized by screenplay writer Dan O'Bannon. These are everyday working-class people, forced to deal with forces too horrible to imagine. They are fragile, flawed, and focused on self-preservation. More focused on their bonus payout than the discovery of a potentially new alien race. The crew reluctantly investigates the signal that awakened them from deep sleep. When they finally encounter the crashed alien ship, they are quickly overwhelmed by a surprise attack on Kane, the Nostromo's second-in-command. The strained interactions between the crew is further enhanced by Henson bringing together actors of different acting styles and experience. This verisimilitude ramps up the fear. The audience identifies with the characters. It could be them in a similar situation. After the rest of the crew are killed by the alien creature, Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, must escape the doomed ship before it explodes. Realizing she has forgotten about him, Ripley goes back for the ship's beloved mascot, the cat named Jonesy. This is a divisive moment. Some viewers think this is a foolish act in the face of death, but others see it as Ripley's overwhelming caring and humanity showing through. The pyrotechnics during the final moments aboard the ship were practical effects, and great care had to be taken when filming. On May 25, 1979, Alien premiered at the 4th Seattle International Film Festival. The theatrical release followed on June 6th. Audience feedback was overwhelmingly positive, but critics took longer to come around on Alien. The combination of Jim Henson's work and dark horror science fiction was a new and unusual combination. Regardless, Alien was a huge success, grossing over $65 million. This doesn't even include sales of toys, video games, books, and other merchandise. Alien is a timeless testament to the creativity, drive, and vision of everyone involved, from Dan O'Bannon's original story to the award-winning camera work and sound editing. Most of all, Jim Henson's courage and dedication to the movie ensures it and his creative genius will be enshrined in cinema history forever. Tune in next time when we will discuss another strange but highly successful pairing. That of Steven Spielberg's collaboration with Woody Allen in the making of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Thank you, and good night.